The most important thing that all of you have right now is a clean name. I worked 25 years to get that thing that you got at birth for free. And then when I got into college, I was thinking the only person in the world was suffering like me. I'm 21, 22. I got into the theater program and I'm reading Shakespeare, right? A young black kid with a record reading Shakespeare. And I'm reading this paraphrase and this dialogue. He said, "He who steals my money steals trash, but he who steals my good name steals my fortune." I said, wow. My good name is my fortune. Tell you this story about this young girl, 15 years old, started having sex. Her dad found out. She said, if you're gonna have sex, you might as well go get paid to it. Daddy turned her into a prostitute, right? She had a boyfriend, he went to prison. So while this woman is being a prostitute, this 15-year-old girl, she gets pregnant by the head physician at a hospital. This guy that was in prison gets out 7 years later. So he goes to that girl and he says, do me a favor. And the woman asks him, what can I do to make it right? He says, I want a son. And she finally gave in and got her tubes untied, and she got pregnant 1.5 years later with me. And if you don't think that story true, my dad, he's sitting in that back room. I just formed a relationship with him 2 months ago out of 44 years of my life. He came into my life and I accepted him with open arms. It's just like you coming here and you complaining to the coach, I'm not getting to play. You calling home, Mama, I'm not playing. You calling your daddy, I'm better than the guy in front of me, I'm not playing. And you walk by the coach with the attitude because you're not playing, right? Boy, you better kiss that coach, because he just gave you a 4-year, 5-year education for free to give you a chance to live your name. At 9 years old, I went to my mom. I said, Mom, if it ain't too much to ask for Christmas, can you get me a football so I can chase this dream to becoming a football player? In that room that we call our living room in the apartment complex, it was 2 presents up under that Christmas tree that didn't have many ornaments, didn't have many decorations. And I run and I grab that football and I run around that apartment complex every day chasing this dream to becoming a football player. A week later, my mom comes to me and my brother and said, I'm going out for the evening. If you need anything, go to the neighbor's house and make sure y'all get in the house before it's too dark. So I tell my brother, let's play football. And my brother says, no, I'm gonna go next door and play Super Mario Brothers and save the princess, because it's the year the Nintendo came out. Understand, along the way in this life, people are gonna give up on your dreams. That day was my family. That day was my brother. So I played outside with that football until it got dark. And I decided to go home and get myself ready for bed. And I'm laying in bed up under my Star Wars blankets and I hear footsteps coming down the hallway. But the man that comes through the door is a man that I never seen before. And he sits right by me like he's gonna read me a bedtime story. And he looks at me, he says, boy, where's your mama? And before I can answer the man, he says, she stole my money. Then he grabbed me by my head and stabbed me in the neck with a screwdriver. Now this dream is starting to bleed out of me, dog. Starting to bleed out of my neck. But my question to you is, what's bleeding you? That's not in this room. What's bleeding you outside of this university? What's bleeding you? I challenge you, don't get bled out of this room. It's a special place. Now that I'm bleeding, I'm thinking my life is over. So I decide to fight. So I roll between the wall and the bed, and I roll up under the bed. And I'm face down in my own blood and my own tears. And I can smell the bleach, the comet, the pine saw that my brother and my mother and myself did for government housing so we can have somewhere to sleep. And I'm face down and I'm thinking to myself, my mama gonna kill me because I got blood on her floor. Just imagine that you stabbed for something she did. And you thinking that you gonna get in trouble because she told you and your brother the day before, she says, if we go back to the streets, don't blame me, blame yourself, because I told you what to clean. Because at that time, just like you, I was a part of a team, and that was my first team, and my mama was the quarterback. And I was the weak link of that situation, and I'm thinking that my mama's gonna be mad at me. And he turned, and he ran away, and I heard the back door slam. If I rolled from up under the bed, I grabbed the football, and I walked next door where my brother's playing Nintendo. And I bang on the door, he answers, and I fall in his arm, and I say, don't save the princess, save me. 17 years old, same boy in that city known for football and oil. Running back #1 in my local high school, right? Getting my name in the paper, but that career was over before it even started because I was accused of a crime. I was sent to jail. But I got a twist, and I got a Question for, let's say you. If you went to jail at 17, right? Who's the first person to come see you? You're right. The first person that came to see me was my mother. But the twist to this story was she was locked up the same time I was, on her way to prison for murder. So the powers that be knew me and my mom was locked up at the same time, arranged the in-house mother-son visit. And I said, but mama, I didn't do what they said I did. I can get life. And she looked at me and said, me too, baby, and I love you. So imagine the woman that put the ball in your hand is giving up on you. 6 months later, I got out.
So when he looked in the mirror and he realized that my dream was football in the NFL, but now I got to realize that that's not it right now. And so that's when he found the drive to do other things. And man, that was just so motivating for me. Not only that, but it kind of drives me to be better myself and to continue working hard.
Even before I spoke on the stage, I was worth $5 million because I felt like I can't inspire you if I'm not winning, if I'm still trying to get it. And I did it with a bad name. So I challenge you to do it with a good name. Just imagine where you guys are starting at with a good name, right? You hear Dion talk about, I want to retire my mama. I want to do the same thing. I want to buy my mama a house. But now mama's in prison for murder. December the 31st, bring. I answer the phone. It's the warden of the prison. I said, yeah. She says, Tiki, I just want to let you know Karen has expired. I said, I know, warden. My mama told you be calling. Her time has expired. She's getting down to 6 days. She said, you don't understand, son. What you want to do about burial arrangements? What you want to do about burial arrangements? That's how I found out my mama died. January 6th, I was having a funeral versus picking up from the bus station. 24 years old, I had to bury my mama, dog. And last time I seen her, I was 17. This is some real stuff. This ain't even no lip service. So imagine gotten to go back to college and graduate. Now you want to give up. You don't got the football no more. The woman that put the ball in your hand, she gone. So I went back and I said, God, if you show me something better. So they was filming this movie, Friday Night Lights in Odessa. I'm at the local barbershop getting a haircut. Houston Chronicles looking for Booby Miles. I tell that guy, I said, man, what you looking for Booby for? I was better than him. The guy laughed at me. He said, nobody was better than Booby Miles. I said, I was. He said, if you're so good, they're looking for extras or ex-football players at the stadium to try out for football stuff. I said, all right. So I went out there. I got a job as an extra. I worked as an extra for 2 weeks, and it was an open audition with great athletes like you in the room for the Dallas Carter role. I beat them all out. I beat them all out. And Peter Berg signed me to the movie. So I made enough money off that movie to live the next 4 years of my life until I got off probation. And write this down if you got your note pay. How did he do it? This is the secret sauce for success in football, in life, business, relationships. My name is Tiki Davis, right? So I came up with a formula called the Tiki factor. My name is spelled T-I-K-I, right? The T stands for total commitment. I had to make a total commitment to my life from an early age. No matter what came in front of me, I was committed to my life.
That's someone so special and so important to me. I'm a team player, so coming out here at UTEP, I want to be totally committed to the team. Not only that, but I got to be totally committed to myself.
My most important asset was me. Your most important asset is you. People are going to fail you. This game is going to fail you, but you can't fail yourself. The next thing is imagination. Live from your imagination and not your history. My history said I would die in prison like my mother. My history said I'd be an absent father like my dad. History said I wouldn't be a first-generation millionaire. That's what my history said, but I wanted something different for my life. And the next thing is cake.
Kindred spirits. We're all kindred spirits with each other, no matter of our age, our race, our religion, our backgrounds. We are all kindred spirits, and we can all pick each other up and help guide each other.
The idea of being a kindred spirit really resonated with me, and you kind of build a culture around yourself based on who you decide to hang out with.
And the last I is invest in yourself. Whatever you invest in, whatever you water, is gonna help you in your life.
You gotta invest in yourself, because obviously he didn't have a whole lot of things going for him in his life, and he had a ton of adversity and setbacks, and the biggest thing is what people think about you and how he had to live with that, and how he just had the confidence in himself to believe that, hey, I can overcome this and I'm not gonna get down on myself and not fall into the trap of worrying about what other people think. He was concerned about it, but he didn't let it affect his future.
and you apply those to your life, you're gonna win, I assure you. And as I close, you can't win today's game with yesterday's touchdown. I'm the Tiki Factor. That's my time. Thank you.